If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Be miserable or motivate yourself. Whatever has to be done, it's always your choice. Our lives are a sum total of the choices we have made. The essential lesson I've learned in life is to just be yourself. Treasure the magnificent being that you are and recognize first and foremost you're not here as a human being only. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. You cannot be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. Our intention creates our reality. Everything that's created comes out of silence. Your thoughts emerge from the nothingness of silence. Your words come out of this void. Your very essence emerged from emptiness. All creativity requires some stillness. Go for it now. The future is promised to no one. Judgments prevent us from seeing the good that lies beyond appearances. It's never crowded along the extra mile. You aren't your work, your accomplishments, your possessions, your home, your family, your anything. You're a creation of your source, dressed in a physical human body intended to experience and enjoy life on Earth. Conflict cannot survive without your participation. Transformation literally means going beyond your form. Having a mind that is open to everything and attached to nothing seems to me to be one of the most basic principles that you can adopt to contribute to individual and world peace. There is no scarcity of opportunity to make a living at what you love. There's only scarcity of resolve to make it happen. To be more childlike, you don't have to give up being an adult. The fully integrated person is capable of being both an adult and a child simultaneously. Recapture the childlike feelings of wide-eyed excitement, spontaneous appreciation, cutting loose, and being full of awe and wonder at this magnificent universe. Everything you need, you already have. You are complete right now. You are a whole, total person, not an apprentice person on the way to someplace else. Your completeness must be understood by you and experienced in your thoughts as your own personal reality. A mind at peace, a mind centered and not focused on harming others, is stronger than any physical force in the universe. Everything you are against weakens you. Everything you are for empowers you. Miracles come in moments. Be ready and willing. If you have passion, there is no need for excuses because your enthusiasm will trump any negative reasoning you might come up with. Enthusiasm makes excuses a non-issue. Stop acting as if life is a rehearsal. Live this day as if it were your last. The past is over and gone. The future is not guaranteed. Give yourself more opportunities for privacy when you are not bombarded with duties and obligations. Privacy is not a rejection of those you love. It is your deserved respite for recharging your batteries. When I was an orphan, I was the richest kid at the orphanage because everyone else was complaining about not having anything. But when I discovered that you could get 2 cents for a Coca-Cola bottle, I would follow people around who were drinking it and ask them if they were almost through with it. I think, and that is all that I am. When you are spiritually connected, you are not looking for occasions to be offended, and you are not judging and labeling others. You are in a state of grace in which you know you are connected to God and thus free from the effects of anyone or anything external to yourself. Freedom means you are unobstructed in living your life as you choose. Anything less is a form of slavery. Begin to see yourself as a soul with a body rather than a body with a soul. When you're just like everybody else, you've nothing to offer other than your conformity. How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. Give yourself a gift of 5 minutes of contemplation in awe of everything you see around you. Go outside and turn your attention to the many miracles around you. This 5-minute-a-day regimen of appreciation and gratitude will help you to focus your life in awe. The highest form of ignorance is when you reject something you don't know anything about. It makes no sense to worry about things you have no control over because there's nothing you can do about them. And why worry about things you do control? The activity of worrying keeps you immobilized. Abundance is not something we acquire, it is something we tune into. Love is the ability and willingness to allow those that you care for to be what they choose for themselves without any insistence that they satisfy you. When you dance, your purpose is not to get to a certain place on the floor. It's to enjoy each step along the way. You cannot always control what goes on outside, but you can always control what goes on inside. When you judge another, you do not define them, you define yourself. You can either be a host to God or a hostage to your ego. It's your call. Real magic in relationships means an absence of judgment of others. Live one day at a time, emphasizing ethics rather than rules. Doing what you love is the cornerstone of having abundance in your life. What we think determines what happens to us. So if we want to change our lives, we need to stretch our minds. Your life is like a play with several acts. Some of the characters who enter have short roles to play, others much larger. Some are villains and others are good guys. But all of them are necessary. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in the play. Embrace them all and move on to the next act. It is impossible for you to be angry and laugh at the same time. Anger and laughter are mutually exclusive, and you have the power to choose either. Water is the softest of all things, yet it is the most powerful. The ocean patiently allows all things to flow into it. It is always flexible. The Tao is not about grasping, but allowing like water. The truth is that there is no actual stress or anxiety in the world. It's your thoughts that create these false beliefs. You can't package stress, touch it, or see it. There are only people engaged in stressful thinking. You'll see it when you believe it. There is no greater power in heaven or on earth than pure, unconditional love. The nature of the God force, the unseen intelligence in all things, which causes the material world and is the center of both the spiritual and physical plane, is best described as pure, unconditional love. The ego is only an illusion, but a very influential one. Letting the ego illusion become your identity can prevent you from knowing your true self. Ego, the false idea of believing that you are what you have or what you do, is a backwards way of assessing and living life. Loving people live in a loving world. Hostile people live in a hostile world. Same world. Fear is present when we forget that we are a part of God's divine design. Learning to experience authentic love means abandoning ego's insistence that you have much to fear and that you are in an unfriendly world. You can make the decision to be free from fear and doubt and return to the brilliant light of love that is always with you. I spent years studying the teachings of Patanjali, and he reminded us several thousand years ago that when we are steadfast, which means that we never slip in our abstention of thoughts of harm directed toward others, then all living creatures cease to feel enmity in our presence. Self-worth comes from one thing: thinking that you are worthy. Self-actualized people are independent of the good opinion of others. You are doomed to make choices. This is life's greatest paradox. Become slower in your journey through life. Practice yoga and meditation if you suffer from hurry sickness. Become more introspective by visiting quiet places such as churches, museums, mountains, and lakes. Give yourself permission to read at least one novel a month for pleasure. Begin noticing and being careful about keeping your imagination free of thoughts that you do not wish to materialize. Instead, initiate a practice of filling your creative thoughts to overflow with ideas and wishes that you fully intend to manifest. Honor your imaginings regardless of others seeing them as crazy or impossible. Wanting to feel good is synonymous with wanting to feel God. There's nothing wrong with anger provided you use it constructively.